Hi guys, my name's John Victor. I'm going to be doing the 100 days of code, and I'm going to be making a video of my progress. So right now we're 9:48 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to do this for an hour, and I'm going to do it live. I don't know if you guys are familiar with W3Schools, but it's a free resource that's online. They are kind of an organization that sets the web standard. So it's a really good place to learn things. I'm going to start with JavaScript because I already know HTML and CSS fairly well. So I want to go through JavaScript, MySQL, and I'm going to go to PHP after that. So here we go. So I think that it would be helpful for anyone who would want to follow along because you can just watch the video as I go through it, and I'm going to read everything. So JavaScript tutorial. JavaScript is a programming language of HTML and the web. JavaScript is easy to learn. This tutorial will teach you JavaScript from basic to advanced. Examples in each chapter. With our Try It Yourself editor, you can edit the source code and view the results. Example, my first JavaScript. Click me to display date and time. So I just clicked that and I displayed the date and time. So 21:49. And so that's obviously 9:49. And so try it yourself. So I'm going to go here and try it myself. And so what I see here is we have the doc type, the HTML opening tag, the closing tag down here, the body and the body closing tag down here. We've got an H2 for this, my first JavaScript. And then we've got some code here. So it says button, and it opens here, button, type equals button, on click equals document dot get element by ID. And then it just says demo, and I'm not sure what that is. Demo in single quotations dot Innerhtml equals date with just two brackets, and then this is closing this. So the button command is closed here, and then it says click me to display date and time. It says that on there, and then closing the button. So just to show that that we can edit this, I'm going to put a question exclamation mark here. Can I do that? Let's see, and run. So if it runs, it's going to show it with the exclamation mark, and I press it, and it gives me the date and time. So, what's not to love about this? I can interact with this. And so that shows me, just a quick piece of JavaScript, and so that's great. We recommend reading this tutorial in the sequence listed in the menu. Learn by examples. Examples are better than 1,000 words. Examples are often easier to understand than text explanations. This tutorial supplements all explanations with clarifying try-it-yourself examples, JavaScript examples. If you try all the examples, you will learn a lot about JavaScript in a very short time. Why study JavaScript? JavaScript is one of the 3 languages all web developers must learn. HTML to define the content of the web pages, CSS to specify the layout of web pages, JavaScript to program the behavior of web pages. Web pages are not the only place where JavaScript is used. Many desktop server programs use JavaScript. Node.js is the best known. Some databases like MongoDB and CouchDB also use JavaScript as the programming language. Did you know that JavaScript and Java are completely different languages, both in concept and design? JavaScript was invented by Brendan Eich in 1995 and became the ECMA standard in 1997. ECM 262 is the official name of the standard. ECMA script is the official name of the language. You can read more about this, different JavaScript versions, in the chapter JavaScript versions. So let me open that. Let's just have a look at that JavaScript version. So it's way down here. So JavaScript was invented by Bernard Eich in 1995 and became an ECMA standard in 1997. ECM script is the official name of the language, and ECMA, not script, just ECMA. So ECMA, East Coast Music Association, okay. ECMA is Standards Organization for Information and Communication Systems. It acquired its current name in 1994 when the European Computer Manufacturers Association changed its name to reflect the organization's global reach and activities. So it stands for European Computer Manufacturers Association. Here's first edition. So 2018, we're at ECMA script 2018. Added rest, spread properties. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll get to that also later when we're along the way. So learning speed. In this tutorial, the learning speed is your choice. Everything is up to you. If you're struggling, take a break or reread the material. Always make sure you understand all the try it yourself examples. JavaScript references. W3Schools maintains a complete JavaScript reference, including all HTML and browser objects. The reference contains examples of all properties, methods, and events, and is continuously updated according to the latest web standards. Complete JavaScript reference. I'm just a little curious about that. Okay, so this is, I don't know what it is, but it's JavaScript reference. Okay. And there's a lot of references here. Okay, JavaScript reference. So the reference describes the property and methods of all JavaScript objects along with examples. Okay, so I'll probably understand that better later. So let's get back to this. So JavaScript exercise. Try yourself with exercises. So exercise, create a variable called car name and assign it to the value of Volvo. So I'm going to create, this is called camel case, so CAR, and then 1 capital for the new name. So do it in camel case, and I'm going to put Volvo. And so that's what I think it is. Create a variable called car name, assign it the value of Volvo. So var is a variable car name in camel case equals Volvo. So I'm going to submit my answer. It opens up a new thing. So submit my answer. Correct. Great. Next exercise. Create a variable called x and assign the value 50. So x and 50. Now I'm going to put it in brackets, not brackets, quotation marks. Okay, 50. Now it's not letting me, why? Uh-oh. So I'll just call it 50 then. It's not letting me give quotation marks. Okay. I guess I did that wrong. I'm seeing quotation marks end at the end there, so that's weird. Okay. Create a variable called x, assign it value 50. So it's all it's letting me do. Okay. So answer correct. All right, so whatever. Okay, display the sum of 5 plus 10 using 2 variables x and y. So, okay, variable y equals 10. Display the sum of 5 plus 10 using variables x and y. X equals, something equals 10, okay? Okay, so x equals, so I'll put x here is 5. Now, one thing I'm noticing is we don't need brackets, okay? So submit the answer, so not correct. Okay, click here to try again. What did I do wrong? Display the sum of 5 plus 10 using 2 variables x and y. Oh, I see what I did wrong. It's plus. Okay, so plus. There we go. So exercise 4. Create a variable called z, assign x plus y to it, and display the result in the alert box. Okay. Create a variable called z. Okay, so var z. Okay, z, and then echo, I think. And I haven't learned anything yet. Not correct. Don't know. Show answer. Alert. Okay. So I did everything else except the alert. So made echo instead of alert. An alert is that's a text box that comes up. So that's correct. So exercise 5. On one single line, declare 3 variables with the following names and values. John Doe, age 35. Okay, var. Okay, John. Okay, so I need to add. So on one single line, declare 3 variables with the following names and values. Okay. Age. Okay. Okay. So this is first name. And this is last name, which equals Doe. Okay. And I'm going to have to put a, that's not right, yeah, semicolon. Okay, so this is last name equals Doe, another semicolon, I think it's a semicolon, I might be wrong. Doesn't look like it though. Okay. Oh, so this is age, and it's 30. Now, one thing I think I need is this here, and so 30. Okay. Not correct. What did I do wrong here? Let's name equals dough. Okay, maybe I don't need this. That's not correct. Okay. 35 for one thing. Okay, 35. I think I did have that right then, so let's try this again. Okay, not correct. What am I doing wrong? Okay, why just a comma? Just commas, okay. I see. I understand now. So I only need the semicolon at the end, and I guess the commas are the separators. So on one single line, declare 3 variables with the following names and valuables. Values. So I'm going to do comma and comma. Okay. So I haven't learned any of this yet. I've taken other courses. So no, that's the answer. So so this is now correct. Okay, great. So back to this. Okay. A JavaScript quiz test. Start your JavaScript quiz. So, what is this? Okay. I am confused. Definitely confused here. Okay. You can test your JavaScript skills with W3Schools quiz. The test contains 25 questions that there's no time limit. The test is not official. It's just a nice way to see how much you know or don't know about JavaScript. Count your score. You'll get 1 point for each question answer. At the end of the quiz, your total score will be displayed, a maximum of 25 points. Start your JavaScript quiz. Okay, sure. Starting the JavaScript quiz. Okay, inside which HTML element do we put the JavaScript? Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think it's script. Next. What is the correct JavaScript syntax to change the content of an HTML element below? Okay. Okay, so the idea is demo. Okay. So I think it's document.get element by ID and then demo, because we've ID'd it as demo. Innerhtml is going to equal hello world, so I'm going to do that. Where is the correct place to insert JavaScript? Let's say it's in the body. Okay. Okay, what is the correct syntax for referring to an external script? Say href? I don't really know. Okay. Okay. The external JavaScript file must contain script tag. Yeah, I think that's true. External JavaScript file. I think so. Might be wrong. How do you write hello world in an alert box? So it's alert hello world, right? Yeah. Okay. How do you create a function in JavaScript? Function equals my function. Yeah, it's this one. I don't know why they jump you ahead like this. How do you call a function named my function? Okay. How do you call? Oh, that's interesting. I think it's this one. Just my function. How to write an if statement. So. If statement in JavaScript. I don't know. This would be if okay, if that. I think it's this one. How to write an if statement for executing some code if I is not equal to 5. Okay, so not equal. I gotta say this one. So I'll get better at this after I actually learn it, because I haven't learned it yet. So they jump you right into this test. I don't really know. How does a while loop start? Let's do this one. And how does a for loop start? I'll do this. How can you add a comment? I think it's this one. Actually, I think it's this one. Okay. And how to insert comments that has more than one line. Since I'm going to stay consistent. I don't know if I'm staying consistent. What is the correct way to write JavaScript array? I don't really know. I think it's this. Okay. How do you round the number 7.25 to the nearest integer? Say this one. How do you find the number with the highest value of x and y? Say this one. What is the correct JavaScript syntax for opening a new window called W2? I really don't know, and I want to get through this because I just want to continue. Okay, so JavaScript is the same as Java. False. How can you detect the client's browser name? I don't know. Try browser name. Which event occurs when the user clicks an HTML element? Say onClick. How do you declare a JavaScript variable? By var. Okay. Which operators use assign a value to a variable? So the equal sign. Okay. What will the following code return? Boolean 10 is greater than 9. It's true. Last question. Is JavaScript case sensitive? No. Okay. 48%. Okay, no. Back and check your answers. Okay, so inside which HTML element do you put the JavaScript? So it's inside the script. That's correct. What is the correct JavaScript syntax to change the content of the HTML element below? So I got that right. Okay. Where's the correct place to insert JavaScript? So it's both the head and the body. What is the correct syntax for referring to an external script? So it's script source rather than script href. The external JavaScript file must contain the word script. That contain the script tag. No, it's false. How do you write hello world in an alert box? Alert hello world. That's correct. How do you create a function in JavaScript? It's function my function. So yeah, you don't have to put the equal sign. So how do you call a function named my function? You just call it my function. I got that right. How do you write an if statement? So it's if I is equal to 5. So it's if in brackets. How to write an if statement for excluding some code if I is not equal to 5. Okay, I got that right. So it's question mark equals is not equal. How do you start a while loop? It's just while and brackets. So while I is greater than or equal to 10. I is actually lesser than or equal to 10. How does a for loop start? So it's for with brackets. So this one, what's the difference? I equals 0, and then, okay, and this is a comment. I got that right. How to insert comments that has more than one line? So it's this way with the star, comment star. What is the correct way to write JavaScript array? I got that correct. How do you round the number 7.25? So it's math.round. How do you find the number with the highest value of x and y? So math.max, x and y. What is the correct JavaScript syntax for opening a new window called W2? So W2 equals open.window, window.open, sorry. And then one thing I don't understand. Okay, W2. All right. Okay. JavaScript is the same as Java false. How can you detect a client's browser navigator.app name? Which event occurs when the user clicks on an HTML element? On click. How do you declare a JavaScript value car name? I got that right. Which operator is used to assign a value to a variable? Equal sign is correct. What will the following code return? Boolean 10 is greater than 9. True. Is JavaScript case sensitive? Yes, it is case sensitive. Okay, so now I want to, so that's a little confusing because it made me jump right into this test right away. And I didn't really want to do that. So I'm going to go back. Okay, back to where I was. Okay. I don't want to go back that way. That's not cool. Okay. So I want to go here. And so introduction. So this brought me to, okay. So now introduction. Okay. Okay. So before I was at home, and that for some reason brought me to this exercise, these exercises, and then start a JavaScript quiz. Okay, and that's just to get an idea of how well I know JavaScript. So I don't know it that well. That's why I'm doing this. So now I'm going to go to introduction. JavaScript, so where are we at? So I think it was 47 that I started at, so not quite an hour yet. So JavaScript introduction. This page contains some examples of what JavaScript can do. JavaScript can change HTML to content. One of the many JavaScript HTML methods is getElementById, and then some parentheses, brackets. And this example uses the method to find an HTML element with ID demo and changes the element content, Innerhtml, to hello world or hello JavaScript. So here's the example, document.getElementById, and so it's got the brackets with demo, and so demo is the ID, and then .innerhtml equals hello JavaScript. So it's going to change it to that. So let's try it yourself. Okay, so we have the doc type, the HTML opening and closing tag, the body opening and closing tag. We have an H2. What can JavaScript do? And here it is, it's an H2. So paragraph ID equals demo. So this is the ID of this paragraph. It's demo. JavaScript can change HTML content, and then closing paragraph tag. Now on the button, it's a button, so this is the button. Click me. That's a type of button. It's an on click. So on click, it's going to document.getElementById demo. So it's going to get the element by ID, and the inner HTML to hello JavaScript. Click me the button. So then it just changes it to hello JavaScript. So yeah, I understand that. That's pretty cool. So it changes an element. And so let's say I wanted to, instead of saying click me, I wanted to say fuck me. Okay. No, that's what this says on the button. So I want to say click me. Okay, so that does click me. I'm sorry for being rude, but whatever, right? Okay, so let me understand here. So instead of hello JavaScript, I'm going to say fuck JavaScript. Okay, so now, hello, okay, so let's run it. Click me, fuck JavaScript. See how that works? All right. So that was interesting. JavaScript accepts both double and single quotes. Okay, so let's try that. So it accepts both double and single quotes. Okay. I see. So if I was to change this to double quotes, let's change that to double quotes. Now it's a little confusing because there's more than one double quotes. So let's see if I run that. Is that still going to work? No, I broke it because these two quotes, they have to be different. See how it's making it all red? So it might accept it, but didn't right there. So, okay. Now I was just confused. Okay. Single quote here, click me. Okay, so I understand what it means. It's because there's more. There's two double quotes, so it confused it, right? It made it the hello JavaScript, so you can understand that it's not quite true, but it does accept both double and single quotes. Okay, so example. Okay, so instead of okay, so in here it's got the single quote. So let's see now. So see how the demo here is in double quotes, and here the demo is in single quotes, but it still works. Okay, gotcha. So even the ID. Okay, so there you go. Okay, JavaScript can change HTML attribute values. In this example, JavaScript changes the value of source attribute of an image tag. Turn on the light bulb. Turn off the light bulb. Oh, I really like that. It's really cool. So let's see what's going on here. Doc type HTML. So these are all just the text here. Now the button on click document.get element by ID my image. So where's my image in here? So it's down here. Image ID is my image. So it's going to get the image by ID. Here's the source, but we've ID'd it, right? With my image. So get my image. Okay, my image dot source. Okay. Equals pick bulb and GIF. Bulb on GIF. Okay. Turn on light button. Okay, and so button on click, so bulb off GIF. So there's other GIFs here. Okay, so that would be button on click. This is button on click. Turn on the light. So this button gets the yellow GIF, right? This button gets the other one. Okay, got it. So it's on click, so on click, get the document dot, get element by ID, it's my image. My image, okay, bulb on GIF. Where's the bulb off GIF in here? I don't understand. I only see one. So there's bulb off GIF style. There's only one image in here. Bulb on GIF. Okay, so there's only one image though. It's bulb off. Where's bulb on? Don't get it. Should be bulb on. Should be two images. Don't understand. It's there. It's just not here. What's this do? What's this do? It's not what I want. What's this do? I don't want to save the code. What's this do? Change orientation. Okay. Change theme. Okay. And run. Okay. Turn light on. Turn light off. So on click. Turn on light bulb. So it's this one. Okay. So see how it says source pick bulb on GIF. And the thing is that I only see one image and it's bulb off. Okay. Whatever. Don't understand. Okay, and try it yourself. Done that. JavaScript can change HTML styles, CSS. Changing the style of an HTML element is a variant of changing the HTML attribute. Document.get element by ID, demo style, dot font size, 35. Okay, so it's going to change the font size, and so. Okay. So it's a button. It's click me. Here's where it says click me in the button. It's on click. Document.get element by ID demo. Okay, so this is the element, which is a paragraph with the ID of demo, and dot style dot font size dot 35. So it changes the CSS. Okay, we don't have the CSS here, but it changes it. Okay, that's interesting. I actually really like that. Okay, so JavaScript can hide HTML elements. Let's see where we're at the clock here. Okay. Hiding HTML elements can be done by changing the display style. So the example is document.getElementById demo.style.display equals none. Okay. And so click me and it makes it disappear, right? Okay, and so it's the paragraph is tagged with the ID of demo. So button, again, it says on click. Click me is the language on the button. And so on click, document.getElementById and demo. So style display equals none. So it makes it disappear. So perfect. Very interesting. So what it can do, it can hiding a HTML element. JavaScript can show HTML elements, showing hidden elements. So showing hidden HTML elements can also be done by changing the display style. So document.getElementById demo.display.style.display equals block. Okay, let's try that. So what does this do? Okay, that's another. So hello JavaScript. So this is demo. Okay, and so the demo is the ID, and what it does is style display equals block. So it's a block element is what it's displaying. Gotcha. Okay. Block just means that it's the whole block across the page rather than inline, which is just inline. So it creates a box around the element across the page. Okay. Neat. Next. JavaScript, where to? The script tag. In HTML, JavaScript code must be inserted between script and /script tags. Example, script, document.getElementById, demo, enter my first JavaScript. And so here we are, the two script tags. And okay, this isn't really doing anything. Right, so it's just showing us script tags pretty much. Okay. Okay, perfect. Done. Don't understand what happened there. Okay. I see. Press the plus. Okay. Old JavaScript examples may use a type attribute script type equals text / JavaScript. The type attribute is not required. Gotcha. JavaScript is the default scripting language in HTML. So we don't need to write this word type anymore. JavaScript functions and events. A JavaScript function is a block of JavaScript code that can be executed when called for. For example, a function can be called when an event occurs, like when the user clicks a button. You will learn much more about functions and events in later chapters. JavaScript in head or body. You can place any number of scripts in an HTML document. I see. Any number of scripts in an HTML document. Scripts can be placed in the body or in the head, okay, section of the HTML page, or in both. Gotcha. JavaScript in head. In this example, a JavaScript function is placed in the head section of the HTML page. The function is called when a button is clicked. So what we have here, it's in the head. It's between the opening and closing tag of the head. This is JavaScript, my function. So the function is the name of the function, I guess. document get element demo inner equals paragraph changed. So let's see. So what's this going to do? Demo. So here's the ID of demo. It's going to say paragraph changed. Okay, and then button type, button on click my function. On click equals my function. It's going to say try it. So my function, I see. So the button is going to call the function, and the function is going to run this, which is going to change the word a paragraph to paragraph changed. So that's good. So far it's all just pressing the button, which is fine, and I like it. I really like it. JavaScript in body. Okay, in this example, the JavaScript function is placed in the body section of an HTML page. The function is invoked called when a button is clicked. Okay, so here's HTML. There is no head here, it's just body. Okay, so 2 body tags. And the H1 is a web page. The ID is demo, a paragraph, a button. So it's creating a button. It's an on-click my function. Okay, so the button will say try it. Now it's gonna call this function my function. It's called function my function. So it's my function brackets, and then curly brackets document by ID. So get document dot get element by ID. So demo, it's getting the this ID here, demo. So it's getting this paragraph, and it's dot Innerhtml, which is this. It's going to make paragraph change. So it's going to do the exact same thing. Paragraph changed. Try it yourself, okay? So external JavaScript. Scripts can also be placed in external files. External files, my javascript.js. So that's, I guess, what they're calling the external file. It just calls a function. I don't see any tags here, so I just see the function, my function. Now let me think here. Okay, so if that's the external script, I see. External scripts are practical when the same code is used in many different web pages. JavaScript files have the file extension of .js. To use an external script, put the name of the script file in the src source attribute of a script tag. Source attribute, script tag. Okay, script source equals my script. Yeah, so that's it. What I don't understand. Okay, to use an external, put the name of the script. Okay. Right. And I guess we put this in the head. You can place the external script reference in the head or body as you like. The script will behave as if it is located exactly where the script tag is located. Okay, so I'm going to try it myself. Same thing. Paragraph changed, right? Okay. So let me just see here. So we've ID'd a paragraph, button on click. It calls this function. Okay, that's easy enough. So my function. So it calls my function with the 2 brackets that are empty, and the empty brackets, I still don't get that, but okay. It's just got to be there. Okay, and you can place them in the head of the body. We already talked about that. External JavaScript advantages. Placing scripts in external files have some advantages. It separates HTML and code. It makes HTML and JavaScript easier to read and maintain. Cached JavaScript files can speed up page loads. Oh yeah, cached files. To add several script files to one page, use several script tags. So let's say we got 2. So it's MyScript1 and MyScript2. External references. External scripts can be referenced with a full URL or with a path relative to the current web page. This example uses a full URL to link a script. Okay, external references. External scripts can be referenced with a full URL or with a path relative to the current web page. Yep, gotcha. This example uses a full URL to link a script. So actually the script source is W3Schools, JS, MyScript, JS, script. So again, it's going to say paragraph changed. And look, the script source is external. And the button type, it just calls a function, my function. Cool. Interesting. Okay, and the example uses scripts located in a specific folder on the current website. And so here's a source, right? Like what they were saying here, which is scripts can be references with a full URL or with a path relative to a current web page. So this gives you a path. So it's in the JS folder inside a folder called myscript.js, and same thing, just the same thing, paragraph changed. So cool, interesting. So script located in a specific folder on a current website. So you reference a folder through the referencing structure of /. This example links to a script. Now, I'm not sure if I'm using / and / correctly, so I'm just going to look. And I'm pretty sure I'm using it correctly. So /, so bottom forward. Slash is an oblique slanting line, mark once used. Okay, so, okay. / versus /. Ah, geez, okay. So /. If the person leans forward, he or she looks like a /. There you go. So I am right. So it's /. Okay. Okay, and the example links to a script located in the same folder as the current page. Okay, so this is great. So it's actually showing you what it's all about. So if it's in the same folder, right, as the current page, you don't need to have a /. So again, same thing. This paragraph has changed. But, okay, so it's just explaining that. So like, obviously, so see how before the folder, this is /. So it's inside the JS folder, there's the MyScript, there's this folder. So you're getting out of this, the folder you're in by doing a / and going into the JS folder and then going into the folder that has the MyScript in it, I think. Okay, you can read more about file paths in the chapter HTML file paths. So I do want to read that. Oop, I don't want to lose my place though, because this is something that I'm always confused about. So I am going to read this right now. How are we for time today? Okay, another 15 minutes. It's been 45 minutes I've been doing this. Okay. Okay, so normal without a /, right? Picture.jpg is located in the same folder as the current page. So if it's images/pictures.jpg, picture.jpg is located in the images folder in the current folder. So in the current folder, images. So images folder in the current folder. So it's a folder within a folder. Now this is the one that we saw. Picture.jpg is located in the images folder at the root of the current web. Picture.jpg, and so this with the double 2 dots and then / picture.jpg is located in the folder one level up from the current folder in the folder structure. I got it. Okay. And so we're going to move to the next page. Output. JavaScript output. JavaScript displays possibilities. JavaScript display possibilities. JavaScript can display data in many different ways. Writing into an HTML element using Innerhtml. Writing into the HTML output using document.write. Not sure I understand that. Writing into an alert box using window.alert. That I understand. And writing to the browser console using console.log. So we're about to learn that. So using Innerhtml to access an inner element, JavaScript can use the document.getElementById {ID} method. The ID attribute defines the element. The Innerhtml property defines the HTML content. So, example, document.getElementById demo. .innerhtml equals 5 + 6. So what I'm thinking it's going to do, it's ID demo, right? And it's going to be Innerhtml, so it's whatever's between the two tags. And it's going to just output 11, okay? And so that is getElementById. So getElementById and then brackets is the ID. So that I understand. So now I'm understanding what the brackets are there for. So, okay. This case, I see. That's the idea. Okay, so what I think it's going to do is just going to put 11 in the paragraph. Okay, and that's, I guess, what it did. So yeah, my first paragraph 11. That seems to be right. Okay. And changing the inner HTML property of an HTML element is a common way to display data in HTML. Changing the inner HTML property, yeah, of an HTML element is a common way to display data in HTML. Yeah. For testing purposes, it is convenient to use document.write. Okay. For testing purposes, it is convenient to use document.write. Okay. I have no idea where this is going to. Okay, document.write. Okay. Basically, it's just writing 11. So let's say if I did this, what happens if I would do, what if I wrote fuck? Like that. And I run that. And it's going to show fuck. And now the reason it shows fuck is because I've made it a string. Okay, so here it's a, okay. And it just displays it. It's like putting it in a paragraph tag. So, my first web page, my first paragraph. Never call document.write after the document has finished loading. It will overwrite the whole document. Never call document.write after the document has finished loading. Okay, well, I don't know what that means. I'll find out later, though. I think it means don't do it at the end. Using document.write after an HTML document is loaded will delete all existing HTML. Example. So we have first paragraph, button type, on click document.write file, try it, location. Okay, so after it's loaded. Okay, so right now, the first thing that loaded is this, my first paragraph web page, because it went down here, it loaded this, it loaded the paragraph, my first paragraph, and now I'm doing a document.write, and it's going to erase everything and just put 11. Whereas what's different about that and the one above? That I don't understand. On button click, I see. Because it wasn't on button click. Okay. Try it yourself. Using alert. You can use an alert box to display data. Where are we at? Okay, using an alert box to display data. So, window.alert 5+6. So try it yourself. So it's just going to bring up a window. Oh, there it is. See, 11. An embedded page is on this page. An embedded page is on this page. Okay. So I can run it again. It's just going to bring an alert box. And I do like these alert boxes, I must say. Try it yourself. So window.alert. That's all it is. Okay, so it's a command that brings up an alert box. So console log. For debugging purposes, you can use the console.log method. You will learn more about debugging in a later chapter. Okay. So console.log 5.6. So try it yourself. Now, so what it says is activate debugging by F12. Press F12. Select console in the debugging and then click run. Okay, so I'm going to click F12. Okay. I'm going to select console. I do have console. Select console in the debug menu, and then click the run again. Okay, so console, I suppose, and the debug menu. Here we go, up here. Okay, and then click run. And as you can see, it's put 11 into the debug console. So we're finishing loading. Okay, fetch failed. Loading get. Why? Well, okay, let's try that again. What did I do? Run. Okay, try it again. Something's deprecated about this. Okay, but I think it'll run though. It shows 11. And then it's failing at a fetch of some kind. Uncaught. Reference error. Restack is not. Okay, no worries. But still, it showed 11 anyway, and it showed this other thing. It's really weird. Yikes. Okay, but that's fine. I know what it means, and it's too complex to figure that out. So, but I see that it worked. Okay, so moving on. Okay. All right. JavaScript statements. So this is a variable x, y, and z. So statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. I do understand. So the first statement is x, y, z, and then it has the semicolon to. We've just made 3 variables. X is equal 5, y is equal 6, and z is equal x plus 5, x plus y. So it's going to be 11. The value of z is 11. Okay, run. And the value of z is plus z plus what? Okay, z is x plus y, so plus z plus period. Okay, I do understand this. So x is 5, y is 6, z equals y plus 6, so 5 plus 6 is 11. And so get element by ID demo. Now demo is a paragraph, right? And this is the paragraph here. And so it's going to do Innerhtml. It's tagged demo, so it's going to be inside this paragraph tag, and it equals this string, which is a sentence. So the value of z is space, and that ends the string, and then it has a plus space the z, which is the variable, space, then plus space, and then inside of another string we're just putting the period, and there's no space or in front or behind the period, so it's doing it correctly, and it creates this sentence. So yes, I get that. So that's how you create variables. Now what this is telling us is that it's creating statements. So there's 4 statements here. Yeah, that makes sense. JavaScript programs. A computer program is a list of instructions to be executed by a computer. In a programming language, these programming instructions are called statements. A JavaScript program is a list of programming statements. In HTML, JavaScript programs are executed by the web browser. Does that make sense? HTML, yeah, the JavaScript programs they're executed by the web browser. The JavaScript statements are composed of values, operators, expressions, keywords, and comments. Okay, those are what statements are. This statement tells the browser to write Hello Dolly inside an HTML element with the ID of demo. Right, so try it yourself. So document.getElementById inside the brackets quotations demo.innerhtml equals hello.me. So let's see where this demo is. So paragraph, ID is demo, it's empty at this point. It's just filling it up right there. Run, that's it, it's already run. Gotcha. Most JavaScript programs contain many JavaScript statements. The statements are executed one by one in the same order as they are written. JavaScript programs and JavaScript statements are often called JavaScript code. Semicolons. Semicolons separate JavaScript statements. Add a semicolon at the end of each executable statement. So here we have semicolons. So the variables are created, A, B, and C, semicolon. It's one statement, it's a declaration. A is equal to 5, assigns the value 5 to A. B equals 6, assigns the value 6 to B. And C equals A plus B, assigns the sum of A and B to C. So it's going to be 11. When separated by semicolons, multiple statements on one line are allowed. Same thing, 11. Okay, on the web, you might see examples without semicolons. Ending statements with semicolons is not required, but highly recommended. JavaScript with whitespace. JavaScript ignores multiple spaces. You can add whitespace to your script to make it more readable. The following lines are equivalent. Okay, doesn't matter. You know, have a little bit of space here. It's okay. Good practice is to put spaces around operators. That makes sense to me. Yep. JavaScript line length and line breaks. see where we're at. You know what? We're almost finished. We're almost done an hour. JavaScript line length and line breaks. For best readability, programs often like to avoid code lines longer than 80 characters. For best readability, if a JavaScript does not fit on one line, the best place to break it is after an operator. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Hello, Dolly. So easy peasy-ish. Okay. JavaScript code blocks. JavaScript statements can be grouped together in code blocks inside curly brackets. So it's a code block. The purpose of code blocks is to define statements to be executed together. Okay, yes. One place you will find statements grouped together in blocks is in JavaScript functions. Okay, so this is the function. We're calling a function, we're calling it my function. It gets two IDs by demo1 and it's going to say, hello Dolly, how are you? So that's going to be just two paragraphs. Hello Dolly, how are you? Okay, and the button click. So the button click calls my function, and my function right here is declared by calling it a function and creating this. Yeah, I get that. I'm starting to understand this. Like I didn't quite get this as much as I'm getting it now. So that's good. I'm very happy about that. In this tutorial, we use 2 spaces of indentation for code blocks. You'll learn more about functions later in the tutorial. JavaScript keywords. JavaScript statements often start with a keyword to identify the JavaScript action to be performed. Visit our reserved words reference to view a full list of JavaScript keywords. Here's a list of some of the keywords you'll learn about in this tutorial. Okay, so break terminates a switch or a loop. Continue jumps out of a loop and starts at the top. Interesting. Debugger stops the execution of JavaScript and calls, if available, the debugging function. Do while execute a block of statements and repeats the blocks while a condition is true. Okay, do while loop. For marks a block of statements to be executed as long as a condition is true. Okay, it's a for loop. Function declares a function. If else marks a block of statements to be executed depending on a condition. Return exits a function. Okay. Switch marks a block of statements to be executed depending on different cases. Try catch implements error handling to a block of statements, and var declares a variable. JavaScript keywords are reserved words. Reserved words cannot be used in names or variables. And so I just want to look at this its list of reserved words, and then I'm going to call it a night because that's about an hour. So let's have a look at these reserved words and just how many there are. There's not too many. Oh, wait a sec. There's a bunch. Okay, not too bad. I'm not worried too much about that. So that's HTML event handlers. These are other reserved words. Java reserved words, JavaScript object properties and methods. Remove reserved words. Okay. JavaScript reserved words, removed reserved words, JavaScript object properties and methods. So these are the reserved words here. There are not that many. I think I can handle this. So that's it for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I want to do this as 100 days of code.